What's going on, guys? It is Brandon here, and I am here to talk about one of the biggest movies of the summer that everybody could not stop talking about. Yes, that's right. It is Fantastic Four. What, do you think I was going to talk about Superman? Come on, I'm a Marvel person through and through. They'll give me some credit. Superman was good. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four. So let's get into it. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, we are going to be talking about the Fantastic Four. And if you've seen any of my videos before on this channel, you kind of know I kind of talk about the characters a little bit and then kind of go into my thoughts of the movie. But if this is your first time seeing one of my videos, hello. Like I said, my name is Brandon, and consider hitting that like and subscribe button for me. I would appreciate that so much. Everything from Disney, Marvel to everything, I cover it on my channel and talk about it. So if that's something you enjoy, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So we got the Fantastic Four. I'm going to be talking about some of the characters and getting right into it. We're talking about our number one, which I think he's the big main one of this. We have Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, who's played by Pedro Pascal, and I think Pedro plays this character perfectly. I think he falls right there in like the top 2 or 3 people who have done Mr. Fantastic really well. Of course, we have our one that played it in 2005 and 2007, which I thought he did really well. And then you also have Miles Teller's version of Mr. Fantastic. And then you also have our one that we also see a glimpse of, not super much, in Multiverse of Madness. So we've seen a couple adaptations of Reed Richards, which please, somewhere in the future, can we just have a council of Reeds and have like 2 or 3 more of them, and like all of them just battle out and have a like super smart battle? I would love that so much. Let me know down in the comments if you would love to see that on the big screen or even in the like TV world. Next up, we have Sue Storm, which is played by Vanessa Kirby. And again, I think she plays this character very, very well. I think, in my opinion, I think is the top one of it. I think second place takes our 2005 and our 2007 Sue Storm. And then kind of sitting there at third place would be our one from the Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four. Because again, if you haven't noticed, there's 4, no pun intended, Fantastic Fours. There was one in 05, there was one in 07, there was one in 2015, and then we have our current one here in 2025. Nevertheless, I think Vanessa Kirby did a really, really good job of our Sue Storm, and I'm hoping that she keeps that momentum going forward with the movies that we have coming up. Next up, we have Ben Grimm, or The Thing. I really like that they just call him Ben more in this one versus The Thing as they did in the previous other 2. I think the 2015 one, they called him Ben, or The Thing, a lot, but in 05 and 07, I think they called him Ben. So I really like that they humanized him a little bit, and I'll talk about his character and all the CGI and all that stuff a little bit later. But I think Ebony Moss, I'm not going to attempt to butcher his last name, so I'm just going to call him that. I think he played the character really, really well, and I'm very interested to see what he does going forward for the character as well, just like Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal did for their respective characters. Next up, we have Johnny Storm, or the Human Torch, who is played by Joseph Quinn. Yes, I think Disney is slowly starting to steal characters from Netflix, because if you didn't notice him, yes, he is our main person that was in Stranger Things. I can't remember his character's name. I'm probably going to put that somewhere around me because I'm drawing a blank of him, and I'm just probably going to look him up on Google and put him somewhere for post-editing. But yes, that is where we have seen him before, and I think he really takes the mantle of the Human Torch. I think still can't really beat Chris's Human Torch. I think that one, in my opinion, is the number one out of the Fantastic Four. I think those two kind of sit right there. And then Michael B. Jordan, he tried his best, but I mean, Michael B. Jordan's still a great actor. I just think the Human Torch role really wasn't his best shot at that. But nonetheless, Joseph Quinn, I think he did a fantastic job, and I really hope to see him soar, no pun intended, with taking the role of the Human Torch. Next character we have up is Shia LaBeouf, or the Silver Surfer, who is played by Julia Gardner. Yes, sorry, I can't remember all these names off the top of my head, so I have them written down. Don't judge me, okay? Remembering names isn't the best, but nevertheless, I think she does this character very, very well. Interested to see how much and more they go into the Silver Surfer here. I know she got a lot of backlash from like the comic book people saying, well, in 2007 when they did the Silver Surfer, it was a man and now it's a woman and blah 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 blah. Read comic books, look at them. Silver Surfer is a man and a woman, so don't go super crazy there, people. I mean, they just decided to go with the woman version of it, which, in my opinion, didn't do really bad. And who knows, we may get a male version of Silver Surfer in the future yet again. Only time will tell. And again, the Silver Surfer mantle here, I think she did a fantastic job of it. Coming into our last character that we're going to talk about, we have Galactus, which is played by Ralph Emerson. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. And I'm super excited that they finally brought Galactus back from the movie purgatory that I was in, because last time we've seen Galactus was 2007 with that Silver Surfer movie, and we really didn't even get to see Galactus. We just saw a ginormous black cloud. Yes, if you remember from 2007 with that Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer movie, Galactus was portrayed as a big black rain cloud, or cosmic rain cloud. At least that's how I thought of it. And so it's really, really nice to actually see this comic book accurate version on the live screen, and man, it did not disappoint. I think Galactus is a really, really cool character that they've decided to bring into the actual big MCU universe. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him in Avengers Doomsday, and I'll talk about that more a little bit later in the video. My personal take on the movie: I thought the movie was fantastic. Some people, I'm going to insert the lovely fantastic sound there because I think that may work there. Who knows? Y'all be the judge of it. But I thought the movie was great, especially with the other big name hitters that it had to deal with this summer. You had the Jurassic Park movie that it had to go up against, and I think the biggest one that it had to go up against with being Superman. Again, I thought the movie was great. Some more reasons why I think the movie did really, really well is it wasn't an origin story. We had seen origin stories of the Fantastic Four for 2 out of the 4 Fantastic Four movies that have been made. We had it in 2005 with Chris in that group, and then we had another one with 2015 with Michael B. Jordan and all them. And so just being able to not let it be an origin story, I think was great. Because I think so many times when you're trying to recast characters and all that stuff, they focus too much on it being an origin story and being like, hey, we haven't seen these characters in forever, so I wonder why. But no, we know how they became who they were. And if you don't know how they became, man, I said that a lot of times, but nevertheless, how they became the Fantastic Four, it kind of gives you a glimpse of how it does in the kind of early movie montage where it talks about they go to the space, everything changes, yada yada yada, and then the montage of them being the superheroes that they are. Another great takeaway that I thought was great about this movie is, if you really think about it, it brings more of the quote-unquote mutants that we would have in the MCU, equivalent to like X-Men level mutants, into the actual MCU, and gonna have them around for a while, because we know they're gonna be in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. So very interested to see what they do there. But yes, if you really think about it, they are quintessentially mutants, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how they play with that going forward, especially with like our next phase after Secret Wars kind of being a lot of stuff about the mutants coming into the MCU. I know earlier in the video when I was talking about the characters, I compared them a lot to the other movies, and to be honest, if I were to sit here and rank all the Fantastic Four movies, which again there are 4 of them, I feel like this one would sit at the top. I think it really takes the top, and then the 05 and 07 ones, which I would put those ones together, kind of sits there at 2 and 3 are kind of interchangeable. And then number 4, sadly, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, that one's coming in dead last. I just think that one, they didn't really do a good job with that one, in my opinion. They had a good chance to attempt to kind of revitalize it, but nevertheless, I don't think it turned out really well. One thing that I think really makes this movie like up top with the 05 and 07 version of the Fantastic Four is the way that they took an approach to Ben Grimm. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to argue that they didn't use like a suit per se like they did in 05 and 07, and that the CGI kind of sucked for Ben Grimm in this new one. Look, if we're going to talk about CGI that sucked, let's just all take a step back and think about 2015. That CGI. Just think about that, and really don't want to think about the fact that essentially the whole entire movie, he is naked. Yeah, think back. Is there any clothes on that guy throughout the movie? Understanding his rock, but still, put some pants on. Just saying. Because I mean, they put pants on this guy. I mean, the 2025 one, he's wearing full on regular clothes, and in 05 and 07, at least the man's wearing pants. So I mean, yeah. But again, a lot of people argue that again the CGI sucked. I think they found that nice middle ground of what they were wanting to do in 05 and 07 and the mistakes that they made in 2015, and they sat there and said, hey, boom, here's our one that we're going to go with. Which, I mean, you look at comic books, there's a lot of adaptations that they could have drawn to make him, and so I think this one was the best one. And who's to say if they ever were to remake the Fantastic Four again, that it may not look better in the future? Because I mean, look how great CGI has come a long way. A lot of people hate on it. In my opinion, I think it's done really, really well. Before I get into what I think is going to happen with the Fantastic Four going into Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, if you're still watching this video, that means you like what you see, so do me a favor, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That would be really appreciated for me, because I love making these videos, and seeing that subscribe number go up just gives me more motivation to keep making these videos. And who knows, I may make a video that you really, really enjoy and you drop thousands of comments in. So you never know until you hit that like and that notification bell to see when all my videos drop. So thank you. So we know that the Fantastic Four is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. So the big question is, how are they going to play into it? I mean, I know, again, we have the post-credit scene that we have in Fantastic Four, which I'll show right here.
और देखो वो तो बटरफ्लाई। ओह, तो अब दूसरी स्टोरी बुक चाहिए। ओके, मैं अभी लेके आती हूँ।
Herbie, have you seen the book that Franklin loves? Not that one. We did that one yesterday, and I know he loves it, but here we go. It's here. See, we're going for something a little bit more fun today, yeah?
And then we also have our stuff that we saw in Thunderbolts. I'll show that post-credit scene right here.
But we are the Avengers. The government said so. How does Sam Wilson not understand that?
Well, he does have the shield.
Oh, I got a shield too.
It's not a shield.
Yeah, it is a shield.
It's a shitty shield.
Great shield, Bucky.
Okay, if he puts together a team, and then the team is called the Avengers, then who are the real Avengers?
Well, that's the question the internet has been asking, and judging by the very nasty memes that I've read, they don't think that it's us.
Weren't you going to talk to him?
I already did.
And?
It went poorly.
I don't know what any of these buttons do. It's unbelievable they didn't mark any of them.
You know he's filed for copyright of the name?
Did he?
We're losing credibility.
Yeah, but we had very little to begin with.
And now there's this huge space crisis and no one's telling us about it.
We're running out of space already? It's impossible. This building is enormous. Hey? What?
Outer space.
Outer space.
Run a threat analysis. I want a full report.
Running threat analysis.
Hello, team.
What the hell are you wearing?
I heard about Sam Wilson. He's dumb, litigious man, but I am smart. I am smart man. I have smart solve. Avengers. Avengers. With the Z, there is no copyright.
No.
So soft, too. Feel like bottom of baby seal. You want to savor that?
I don't want
You
to touch
try
a
the
baby seal,
inside?
but
I have one for you.
I don't want
I
it.
got one for you. I got you one. I got you one. And for you, Bob, in the corner hiding, pretending to read the book. We're all matching, all part of super team.
Unidentified craft entering orbit.
We should get a satellite image.
Get a satellite image.
Fire up.
And I was gonna say that. And fire up the jets.
We wouldn't need to fire up the jets if we had a sentry who could fly.
I know. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Can't be the Sentry without the, other side. I did the dishes, though.
And what are we gonna do? Just like ride Bob into the sky?
Yes. Can you imagine Red Guardian riding on top of Sentry, cresting over the clouds?
This is why we're Avengers with the Z.
Satellite image populating. Extra-dimensional ship entering atmosphere.
Extra dimensional, what does that mean?
Wow. It's a cool ship.
And so we've kind of seen that they're going to play a part in Avengers Doomsday. And so my first question is, where is our Victor Von Doom from? I think New Rockstars talked about it a little bit, that he could be from the same universe as the Fantastic Four. Because again, if you really sit there and think about it, I know, again, New Rockstars talked about it a good bit, but we didn't see a physical person stand up or be accompanied when Sue Storm was talking about like the uniting people and all that stuff. We saw that the area where Victor Von Doom is known to rule and all that stuff, we just saw that nameplate, which is, I think if a lot of people didn't notice it, it was a subtle homage to Victor Von Doom, I think. And so a lot of people lead to argue, is the Victor Von Doom that Robert Downey Jr. is portraying, is that the one from the Fantastic Four's like universal area, or are they setting up to say, hey, like there's going to be another Victor Von Doom after Robert Downey Jr.? Let me know down in the comments what you think about that. I honestly think they will, though I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to do a fantastic job of it. I think there's people who could do it way better and not get as much hate for it. Speaking of Victor Von Doom, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the one who played him in 05 and 07, he has passed away, sadly. So I think he did a really, really good job in the early years of portraying Victor Von Doom. So rest in peace, and I feel sorry for his family for their loss. I kind of rambled a little bit and got there slightly off track, so let's get back on this thing. So I think one thing, and I think a lot of people have talked about this a lot in reviews and all that stuff, is I think Franklin Richards is going to be that big key in not only Avengers Doomsday, but Avengers Secret Wars. And I think he's going to be that one that I think everybody's going to have to rally around, and he's going to make some really, really big changes. Is it going to be similar to what we see in the comic books? Only time will tell, but I again think that Franklin Richards is going to be a big key in not only Avengers Doomsday, but Avengers Secret Wars. So let me know down in the comments if you think that as well. One big question that I'm also curious that will they even touch this in Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars is what happened to Galactus. I mean, yeah, we sat there and we saw that they successfully put him in like another like area, but I mean, where exactly is that? Is that still in their universal area, or did he think he was sending him to the end of his, but in reality he brought him right next to a one that's in another timeline? So it'll be really interesting to see what happens with Galactus going forward. Let's see, what's another thing I have on mine? So how do they portray the crossing of the dimensions? We know that they do, again, thanks to the Thunderbolts post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four ship showing up. I still think deep down that may be actual what happens in the movie. Who knows? We've seen a lot of things happen where we see things in post-credit scenes that don't really happen. But if that is true of what happens in the movie, how did they do it? Do they did the same way that they crossed the universe with in the beginning of the movie where they used that thing or whatever? Or do they remake Mr. Fantastic's portals and he configures them so he can go to different dimensions? Which leads me into my next question with that very same ship. Who is all on it? Because you could think they could sit there and go straight from there to the sacred timeline when the Thunderbolts are. But could they be alone? Yeah, I know some people are speculating Victor Von Doom's already on there, yada, yada, yada. But here's my bigger question. What if the X-Men are also on that ship? Because think about it. They could, in theory, sit there and when they do the portal jumping to try and go to a different dimension, the first one they go to is the X-Men universe side, which could be really interesting to see how that works, because again, I think that would help tie in a little bit more of them being, quote, mutants. Because I mean, if you really think about their superpowers and all that stuff, they could be classified as mutant-esque, in my opinion. I think, let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with that. But that could be one thing that happens, because again, we already know that there's a lot of our old-timer X-Men ones. They're coming in to the MCU. Probably this will be the last time we see them before they get fresh faces after Secret Wars. But so, does the Fantastic Four meet them first, or do our 616 universe end up meeting the X-Men first? Only time will tell. So there you have it. There was my take on the Fantastic Four and my kind of rundown of it. As always, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it, what you enjoyed about the movie, what you hated about the movie, and what you think is in store for our Fantastic Four as we inch ever so closely to Avengers Doomsday. Like I've said before, if you really like my videos, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so you know when all my videos drop on my channel. And until next time, stay magical.